You talked a minute ago, Jerry, about...
Hey, how you doing?
I'm back. Yeah, I'm good.
She's still here.
I've just been a quiet listener. You talked about the advantage of having somebody to go through this with, and I'm just wondering, you guys have been together since 7th grade gym class, and was there a point, and how did you deal with it when you guys disagreed on a major issue? I mean, that's a long time to have a partnership, and how did you keep it together all these years?
I think one of the things that was really beneficial to us is that we were always more friends than business partners. And in addition to that, we both had different areas of interest. So the things Ben liked and was good at, I wasn't good at, and I didn't like them. So we had a lot of trust in the other person, which I think is essential for any partnership, whether it's a business partnership, a romantic partnership, what have you. You just have to completely trust the other person. I think another element we had is that we made an agreement early on that if somebody really cared about something, they could have their way. And there were very few times that Ben and I both cared really, really deeply about something to get into an argument about it. I think the biggest fight we had was about the size of chunks in the ice cream. Ben wanted these really big chunks, and I wanted smaller chunks, but more of them. And of
course, he wasn't the one who was mixing up the ice cream,
that's
right?
Exactly right. But he was the one who was selling it, and it turns out Ben was right.
Well, I was going to say, speaking as a big New York Super Fudge Chunk fan, size does matter.
That's right, and that's why eventually I had to acknowledge that he was right and I was wrong.
Well, let's see, you're scheduled to be here, I think, next week?
Next week.
Yes, March 5th.
Next week. And just out of curiosity, again, do you do a lot of speaking like that?
I speak probably 12 or 15 times a year.
Oh, very nice.
Some at colleges and some to business groups or conferences. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you work through? You said it was so difficult when Unilever made the purchase. How did you two work through kind of having to give up your baby in that sense?
It was really hard. It's gotten easier over time. It's one of those things that... something else that's been very helpful is the guy who's currently the CEO at Ben & Jerry's, Walt Freeze, is a great guy who is committed to the values of the company. And so the biggest concern for Ben and me was about what was going to happen to the values of the company. Mm-hmm. And when you think that they are not going to continue, it's very worrisome. And when you have a guy who's in charge who is doing all he can to move them forward, that makes things a lot better.
Sure. Did he grow up in your organization, or did he come over from the Unilever?
He actually was in Ben & Jerry's doing marketing for the company, and when Unilever first acquired Ben & Jerry's, they put in one of their longtime Unilever people who ran the company, I think, for probably 3 or 4 years, and then he moved on, and then Walt came in, and Walt had been at the company doing marketing.
So he homegrown.
Yep.
It was just interesting at the time because I know there was a huge consumer sort of grassroots effort, as I recall, to kind of help save the company. Yeah,
we were trying to find alternatives to getting acquired, and ultimately we were not able to do it.
Well, it must have been an interesting transaction at a minimum, and I'm certain that over the course of the whole experience, you had a number of interesting transactions with the Vermont offering, and then.
Oh yeah, it's been it's been a lot of unusual things.
Sure. Now, so was Ben & Jerry's? Were you traded on on an exchange at the time that you were acquired?
No, Ben & Jerry's at the time was on the NASDAQ exchange, and now it's just wholly owned by Unilever. So it's not it's not anywhere now.
Okay, so it's just totally...
I guess there's one shareholder, Unilever.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
And your ice cream's now sold all over the world, isn't it?
What was that? I didn't hear.
Your ice cream now, it's sold all over the world.
It's sold in pockets all over the world. It's pretty available in Western Europe. It's available in a few parts of Asia and South America, but I think the majority of the business is still in the United States.
New England.
Right.
Yeah,
there's a lot in New England.
Well, Bob and I have both been to the factory and had the tour. So
all right.
Yeah.
It was a highlight.
Well, Susan and her husband made a pilgrimage out there.
We did. It was a destination. It was not a stop off.
Well, you guys should come down and say hi when I'm in Fort Wayne.
Well,
we will. I think we're going to have the opportunity. Yeah.
We're hoping to do that.
Good. That would be great. It'd be nice to say hi in person.
Yeah.
It would be wonderful.
Likewise.
It would be wonderful.
Well, you have given us far more time than we intended, and I just want to thank you for taking that out for us today.
It's my pleasure.
And I also want to know, I had a favorite ice cream years ago. It had raisins in it with chocolate, and it got pulled a long time ago.
Dastardly Mash.
Yes, that's it. So what do I need to do to get a pint of that?
When you talk about the disagreements that Ben and I have had, one of our major disagreements was about the raisins in Dastardly Mash.
Well, it was an amazing thing because they were chewy yet frozen.
That's exactly. Well, I may have to get a written testimonial for that when I'm out.
I've tried to recreate it and I can't.
Yeah, it's hard. I know.
Isn't that
so? Were you on the pro raisin or?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was.
Well,
He was on the right side. Apparently.
Well, I would do whatever it would take to get some more of that.
I'll have a little discussion with Ben.
We'll drop an affidavit and have some supporting documentation ready.
There you go.
When you get here. Okay.
Well, great. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good talking with you.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great day.